Hello and welcome to the Advist Group's project management video series. In today's video, we'd like to start with the basics of project organization. That is why today we are going to focus on the topics possible organizations and project goals versus lines goals. Strategic and operational project organization describes two levels of project management that pursue different tasks and goals but are closely linked. The strategic project organization looks at projects from an overarching perspective and is oriented towards the long-term corporate goals. The focus is on tasks such as the selection and prioritization of projects, project portfolio management, governance, and ensuring that resources are allocated. These tasks are usually carried out by steering committees, PMOs, and top management. While the strategic level determines which projects are to be implemented and why they are important, the operational project organization ensures the concrete realization of the project goals. The operational project organization focuses on the implementation and management of individual projects. This includes project planning, risk management, resource allocation, employee management, and ensuring quality and adherence to deadlines. The main actors are the project management and the project team, who are responsible for the practical implementation and day-to-day business. Let's look at three possible project organizations. The staff organization, or also called project support organization. The staff project organization is a form of project organization in which the project management or the project team takes on an advisory and coordinating role without having direct authority over the line departments. It is often used in companies that carry out projects in parallel to day-to-day business and prefer a clear separation of project and line responsibility. In this structure, line responsibility remains in place, while the specialist departments carry out the actual work. The project manager acts as a coordinator, planning, reporting, and communicating with the departments involved without having direct control over resources or personnel. The staff project organization offers the advantage of easy implementation as no far-reaching structural changes are necessary. It uses existing line structures and conserves resources, while specialist departments can react flexibly to project requirements. However, the project manager's influence is limited, which can lead to departmental dependencies and potential delays when day-to-day operations take precedence. This form of organization is particularly suitable for smaller projects, feasibility studies, or cross-sectional tasks that involve several departments but do not require large resources. A typical example is the introduction of a new reporting system, in which a project manager coordinates the work of the departments without directly intervening in their processes. The staff project organization thus represents a resource-saving way to carry out projects, but can reach its limits in more complex or time-critical projects. The matrix project organization is an organizational form that combines elements of line and project organization. The project teams will be given their own responsibility for certain tasks, while the line organization will continue to be responsible for disciplinary management and technical support of employees. In this structure, employees report both to their line supervisor and to the project manager, which creates double subordination. This dual reporting structure allows resources to be flexibly allocated between different projects and departments, which is especially beneficial in larger and dynamic companies. However, this form of project organization requires close coordination and clear communication, as conflicts of interest can arise between project and line managers. The matrix organization is particularly suitable for medium-sized to large companies that carry out several complex projects in parallel and rely on the know-how of different departments. One example is the development of new software, where teams from IT and sales, for example, work together on a project while continuing their regular tasks in their respective departments. Despite the challenges in coordination, the matrix project organization offers a high degree of flexibility and efficiency, which makes it established as the standard model for project management in many companies. The self-employed project organization is a project structure in which the project is completely detached from the existing line organization and is managed as an independent unit. In this organizational form, the project is given its own structure with clear resources, its own staff, and a dedicated project manager who has full authority to issue instructions to the project staff. The project is treated as a temporary independent department focused solely on achieving the project's objectives. This form of organization offers the advantage that projects can be processed without the distraction of day-to-day business, which leads to a high level of focus and quick decision-making. Since the project management bears sole responsibility, decision-making processes are short, and implementation can be carried out efficiently. A disadvantage of this structure is the higher costs and the increased need for resources, as employees are often completely detached from their line function for the duration of the project. This can lead to bottlenecks in the specialist departments. Independent project organization is particularly suitable for large, complex, and strategically important projects, the implementation of which has a high priority and which must not be affected by parallel tasks. Typical examples are providing the required software when building a new production site or the introduction of new business software such as SAP S/4HANA. In such projects, companies benefit from the clear responsibility structure and the possibility of aligning all resources specifically with the project goal. Independent project organization ensures strong focus and project control, but requires careful planning and clear demarcation from the rest of the company organization in order to avoid internal friction. Project goals versus line goals, conflicting goals and solutions. Project goals are usually short-term, specific and focused on the successful implementation of a specific project. They have clear milestones and end dates, such as the introduction of a new system or the implementation of a product development. In contrast, line goals refer to the long-term, continuous direction of a company and often include operational goals such as increasing sales, reducing costs, and increasing efficiency in ongoing operations. These goals are geared towards the sustainable stability and smooth running of the company. Conflicts then arise again within our three parameters of time, cost, and quality. A common conflict of goals then arises, for example, from resource allocation. Projects often require resources that are needed at the same time to achieve the line goals. This can lead to bottlenecks and performance losses during operation. In addition, the time pressure that often prevails in projects is a challenge for long-term line goals aimed at continuous improvement and stability. Projects often require innovation and quick results, while line destinations rely more on standardization and a stable process. Another conflict arises in the prioritization of tasks. Projects often have urgent and one-time tasks that take precedence, while line goals concern routine tasks that need to be fulfilled consistently. In practice, this can lead to a neglect of long-term line goals in favor of short-term project success. In order to resolve these conflicts, clear communication between the project team and the line organization is crucial. Regular coordination can minimize resource bottlenecks and misunderstandings. Stakeholders from both areas should be involved in decision-making processes at an early stage in order to reconcile the various goals. It also helps if project goals are designed in such a way that they harmonize with the line goals in the long term, for example by taking operational goals into account in project planning. A good balance between innovation in the project and the need to keep ongoing operations stable is also crucial to ensure long-term success. We have reached the end of the video in which we have learned what the central characteristics of a project are. Thank you for checking out the content. We look forward to welcoming you back in our next video.